At Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibra Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibra Finance. We are the future of crypto.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Vibra Live. I was in that Twitter Spaces listening to Hodonomics and the 414 crew, and that gave me some hope. You know, after seeing the bubbles, after the alleged, I don't know how to say it, September Day in New York just happened in Israel. They're comparing it to that already. So chaos is now breaking out over in the Middle East. And could this be a narrative? The market's going to go down. I mean, who knows? You know, there's so many things that are just ready to fracture right now. I was talking to my boy earlier today, and he's a financial advisor. And he said he's been at meetings all week, and they've been talking about how bad the banking system is and get ready for things to get bad. And I've been talking about that on here for 6 months, that when Silvergate and Silicon Valley, all those banks went under, there's still hundreds of banks that are insolvent, running at an insolvency right now. So it's just a matter of time before, you know, one falls, and then it's just like the snowball effect, and boom, 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 boom. And I think that it's definitely not going to be a big bank. I think it's going to be, I was listening to Arthur Hayes, and he said that it's going to be some bank in the middle of nowhere that no one's ever heard of, but someone's going to get pissed off. You know, these small banks, they all donate to politicians, to senators, and they're going to complain and say, hey, what the hell, why are you bailing these guys out? And you're going to let our bank go under that's just holding money for everyday Americans? Come on. So they can't have that. And that's going to put the political pressure on these senators. And then that's when the money printer is going to turn on, but they're not going to announce it. I had no idea right now that the FDIC loaned JP Morgan $100 billion to acquire all the bad banks. So they were given money to buy out the smaller banks. It's like, if that's not forced consolidation, I don't know what is. So this shit is so crooked out there, and it's only a matter of time. And I don't know if this current event right now is going to affect what's going on over here, but it could be a great narrative for it. Donald Trump is on the shekel over there. So what crazy times we're in. If anyone says they can predict the future, put them in touch with me, because shit comes out of left field every single day. And we got our babies dumping like crazy. It sucks to see, but I mean, seriously, what can affect us right now? What can hurt us right now? Shaggy Dude, what up? What up? David Lee, what's up, my man? How you doing? Fishing with Camo Joe. There he is. Clint Rons, what's going on, buddy? Bobby, the eclipse hasn't started yet. This is just the appetizer. Oh, Jesus, Bobby. The glory of an eclipse. Hex Glenn, good to see you guys. Appreciate you guys stopping in. So, yeah, we got the eclipse coming up. We got war breaking out. And I think that I'm convinced now that Jerome Bowles is going to increase interest rates again. He has to do it to satisfy political wants and political ops, I would say. So something is going to fracture, and that's what it's going to be. One of these small banks in the middle of nowhere. It's going to go under. It's going to start, the pressure on senators, and then that's going to start the money printing. And I don't think they're going to do bailouts. They're going to try to do it under the radar, just like how JP Morgan has $100 billion to consolidate these small banks that are about to collapse right now. It's disgusting what's going on. It makes me sick, but it is what it is. That's why Pulsechain has to win. We have to stay supportive. We all got to come together because this is the last decentralized, free opportunity out here where we can do what we want. We're not subjective to these crazy bots yet, and it's going to suck when they inevitably come. So enjoy this time right now while we're kind of in our own island, flying under the radar, because I don't think this can last for long. We're doing way too much volume compared to other chains for us to just keep flying under the radar. We got way too much going on. Texan last week had a hell of a pump out of nowhere, literally just printed a God candle. And that's what gets eyes coming in. You start tweeting, social media, and new people see it. And they, oh shit, what's that? Texan, let me check that out. Oh, what's this? Rat Bitcoin. Oh, what's this? Atropa. What's this? Whatever it is. And then once we start doing that, when a couple of these coins get brought up to parity, when Atropa does its thing in another couple months. Wow, this fell off. Did I draw this trend line wrong? Because it fell off for the first time and broke below. So this isn't looking good for Rat Bitcoin. We might be coming back down to 40 something bucks. So, oh well, let's check out Atropa. Teddy's bouncing back. That's what I like to see. Bounce back, Teddy. So yeah, I drew that like a week ago, maybe. So, all right, yeah, I just fear we're making this move. This move right here is this exact move, and we're gonna drop down again. But time will tell. This is where you got to be. That's savage. Teddy bear. Looking just like Atropa, same thing. But look at that, came down and touched the trend line. So now this trend line is support. As we touched it 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 5th time we broke through, and now we just touched it twice. So I hope we can bounce off that. I hope Teddy's my favorite one. It's the most marketable. You see it all over social media, and it just makes the most sense. Teddy, it's Richard Hart's teddy bear. It's a meme coin. Whatever. People get it. You don't have to explain Atropa. You don't have to explain PDI. And Pulse Reflections. I love that too. Shout out Zach and the PRS squad. Like, this coin is crushing it. I'm so glad that I saw what it was a month ago as a hedge to Pulsechain for exactly what's happening right now. When Pulsechain is dipping like it is, PRS does the opposite. Like, look, this green pump, really. Oh, I love it. And we're getting paid every single day. I'm getting my divs, and ZenFTs are so cheap on Pulsechain. I'm able to mint almost 2 ZenFTs every day for free just with my divs from Pulse Reflections. So I'm loving it. I'm just doing every single day, max, and setting them out for February 10th, February 11th, February 12th. I want one coming out every day from February to like September in 2025. A lot of us have. What up, Vets? Good to see you, my man. Appreciate you stopping in. Yeah, like and subscribe. Share this, guys. We're never going to be monetized here. They declined us. They said we're not good enough to be monetized. You don't deserve shit. So likes and shares. That's what we're all about here. Space D07. 100,000 pulse per day. That a boy. And yes, that 100,000 pulse can mint you almost 5 ZenFTs. So every day, if you take those and you mint 5 ZenFTs, do maxes, they'll start coming out in February 2025. Oh my God, that 100,000 could easily, every day turn into $1 million, $1.5 million in the middle of the bull run. It's like, guys, It's a crazy, the opportunity here. And, you know, people are giving Jake a lot of shit for his new project. And I really like it. I love Titan X. It's got a little bit of all of my favorite coins right now. You know, I like DB Zen, how it prints me ETH every single day. I can burn Zen that I got from my mints and then earn more ETH, rinse, repeat. I love it. I love Hex. I love the staking. You know, I love Zen, how it's a free mint. So he's taking I love Atropa with what they're doing with that bot, with Buying Birds, from PulseX. Like, he's incorporated, in my opinion, some of the best attributes of the best different projects out here into one coin. And I'm going to get in on day one for sure. You know, I'm going to do a stream on it, you know, hate it or love it. You know, I believe in it, you know, regardless of Jack Levin, like him or hate him. I'm not financially in a position where I can't be not minting NFTs every day. Like, I need every, you know, pulse that I can make. I'm not in that position to, because I don't like someone or because of this or that. I'm not putting any money into that. Like, that's the worst thinking you can have. John May, what up, my man? If I had a choice between PRS and PSSH, would any? I have both vets. I have both of them, and I gotta talk to Chaos Chris because I'm not getting anything from my SSH. You know, I bought it at like just under a cent. It was like right down in here, I think. It was like a week ago. Shout out to Chaos Chris. And I think you got to stake it or lock it up somewhere to earn your hex every day, because I'm not seeing any hex in my account. Because with Pulse Reflections, you don't have to do anything. You just get your Pulse chain every single day, or like every 3 hours, you can check DBank and see the transactions. You just keep getting it. So honestly, I have more money in Pulse Reflections because I'm so almost over leveraged in hex. You know, I got in so early, you know, in the adoption amplifier and way back in the day. So I'm all staked out, laddered out, and then on Pulse Chain getting the copy. So I don't really need to earn that much hex. So I only have like 10% the amount of PSSH as I have PRS. Like, I have like a couple 100 million PRS, and I'm trying to keep getting more. You know, I want more of it, but there's so many coins right now. Like, it's hard, and things are going down. There's nothing to really take profits in. And when Pulse Reflections is doing the best, you know, and I have a pretty big bag for me, you know, I'm happy. Yeah, PRS. They're both straightforward and simple, bro. Honestly, SSH is the same thing, except instead of Pulse Chain you get back, you earn hex. So I just believe you have to lock it up, which is like one extra step. But you know, I just like Pulse Reflections more because I want Pulse Chain. I want more Pulse. I have enough hex. But for people that don't have any hex, you know, PSSH, that might be the play for someone in that position. Exactly. To each their own. Yep. 100%. John May, been in our prayers, brother. Yeah, Johnny May. Hope you've been doing well, my brother. 1 hex a day from PSSH. Oh, so you only get 1 hex per day no matter how much you have, or is it 1 hex per? That sucks. If it's only 1, then yeah, that sucks. I would hope it's more. But honestly, vets too, I'm really loving A1A because I'm in Sonny's Telegram group. I've been listening for a long time. I read the almost essay he wrote about A1A, and it can't be stopped. You know, it's done. It's the cat is out of the bag, so to speak. And I think it's just going to keep going up, 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 up. It's paired with 150 PRC-20s. And for me, it's like, I can't own 150 PRC-20s. Like, so I know I'm going to miss out on a couple pumps in the future. So A1A is my way of like catching all of those and not having to worry about like, should I get Quant? Should I get Illuvium, Compound, Aave, Maker? Oh, shit. Like, you just start going crazy. So That's why I like A1A, and then B2B is like it's just got a deeper liquidity pool. With A1A and the B2B, they got $6.6 million in liquidity, and they basically trade side and side. So I have a couple $100 in A1A, and then I have a little bit of B2B, not that much, but I believe in the power of the bot. These bots have some serious Ivan Pumpamentals. Pumpamentals. We got to get some dumbbells out here. A1A all the way. There you go. Okay, so for every 5555 PSSH, you get 1 hex. There we go. Aqua Blaze launch Monday from the makers of Pulse Drip. Hedge with some Lincoln H bar. That a boy bets. That's what I like. I like where you're thinking there. So, like this, the JP Morgan is now shitting on Ethereum, saying it's way too centralized. You know that Lido DAO, 50% of all staked ETH. No, centralized. Way too centralized. Here at JP Morgan, we are not centralized. We did not just get $100 billion from the FDIC so the Fed could hide out. So the Fed could hide the fact, that they're bailing out all these failed banks and just giving them to JP Morgan. So if that's not centralization of banking power, I don't know what the hell is. But guys, ETH, JP Morgan doesn't like this. So honestly, this just makes me more bullish in a way, but with the liquid staking protocols. Exactly here. The major contributors to staking growth are liquid staking providers. And I've been talking about liquid staking now for a year on this channel since I got into Saucerswap on Hedera, because that is real DeFi too. It's 100% community driven, 100% community votes on everything. They're still building, and it's super early. It's at rock bottom right now. It's down 80%. So it's literally, it's the same thing as PulseX. It's got awesome staking, and they got new stuff coming out with V2. They have a huge AMA next weekend at Saturday, so I can't wait to be in there. I listen to all of them, and when I'm in a project and I can verify myself that everything's decentralized, everything is community run, it's 100% good to go. Like, that's the stuff I want to support, regardless if it's on Pulsechain or not. If there's projects out there that resemble stuff that I support, I like it. And that's a good way for me to diversify. And liquid staking, that's where it's at. Having the ability to trade your liquidity while you're staked. That's why I really like Hedera. That's why all these institutions are flowing to Hedera, because they can earn 6% on their H bar. And guys, there was something shocking that just hit me. I was watching a video yesterday, and this guy says, so there was $4.02 trillion at the start of 2020. Right now in circulation, guess what that number is? We're over $20 trillion in circulation. So since 2020, in the last almost 4 years, they have robbed you of 80% of your wealth. There's now 80% more dollars. No, well, there's 5 times the amount of dollars in circulation. So 80% of your wealth is gone, has been printed away. And that's why cryptos are so important, because Japan is screwed right now. I'll just get into it now. They want to keep their currency versus the yuan, the Chinese, the CNY, at almost 20. I was watching interviews about that and reading some stuff about it. So they are going to print money, because China right now is in huge trouble. They are deserted shopping malls, half-empty apartment complexes, and abandoned construction sites are all signs of China's real estate slump. So China is honestly Evergrande, it's a disaster. They're going to be playing cover up for the next 10 years from the disaster they have. So they're not going to grow. They're going to be just kind of stagnant. And Japan is going to print. China's going to print. The United States is going to print more. And Arthur Hayes is predicting that they're going to print 1 to 2 times the money, this bailout, than they did during the pandemic. So could you imagine that? That's going to be $40 trillion in supply. That's literally 95% your wealth gone in 6 years. So it's crazy. And the crypto right now, like we're at generational lows where the ones that have utility in the next 3 years, the next bear market, I don't think some of the cryptos are going to go down the 90%. I think they're going to stay kind of flatter. The ones that are utilizing the real world, that are being built on, that are recognized on CNBC, on Fox News, like the big players that are going to come out of the woodworks, out of the top 50, out of the top 100 over the next 3 years. So my point here is that in cryptos, I love HBAR, I love Algorand, I love Pulsechain, I love HEX, I love Casper, I love XDC. I love these coins for reasons. I just read the BIS's entire report here, 30 pages long, talking about a unified ledger that's coming. And they're working with Quant and the Hyperledger Foundation for interoperability. A sole ledger that overshadows all other systems in the economy, that public and private platform. Tokenized money can come in. Like this, they talked about exactly what XDC is going to be tackling in the financial messaging system or service system. XRP is going to be used at the heart of the central bank digital currencies. It will be a bridge asset used for, or not for CBDCs. Banks will be using it for cross-border transactions, on-demand liquidity. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. Stellar is going to be like, I think somehow Stellar could be a stable coin in the future, because the BIS, the biggest bank in the world who wrote this document here, only recognizes 2 stable coins in the world, and that's XRP and XLM. And I don't know why that is, but it just is. And if you look at all of the innovation hub projects in here, Hong Kong, Singapore, Switzerland, all Ripple partners, So my point is that even if these coins have inflation right now, which is the biggest problem these people talk about, oh, it's a banker's coin, it's this, it's that. Well, it could be just a banker's coin, or it could have horrible inflation, but is the inflation as bad as the dollar? As bad as the other world currencies, the yuan, the yen, the pound? These currencies are going to hyperinflate at some point in the next 3 years, where it's going to just go parabolic. And these cryptos are finite assets. They can only inflate so much while the dollar starts to go up like this and out of control. So it's inevitable that happens. So it's so critical right now for you to be in the winning projects, the blue chips, the ones that are going to be changing the world for the next 50 to 100 years. Hedera has a 100-year plan laid out to scale endlessly, to tackle so many problems that are plaguing industries right now. That's the stuff that I focus on. And I'm sure there's projects out there that I'm missing. I'm only one person. I can only spend, 8 hours a day researching this stuff, learning more every single day about all these projects. What up, Wheel? What up? Pulse is real DeFi, 100%. Pulsechain is the last decentralized blockchain out there, in my opinion. Even though like Hedera, DeFi on Hedera is like decentralized, it's just not the same thing as Pulsechain, in my opinion. Like Saucerswap is the same thing as PulseX, in my opinion. That's why I'm so bullish on it. I see it's in its first cycle. It launched at the worst time in the middle of the bear market, and that's the best opportunity to get in. Your downside risk is minimal. As an investor, you have to think that way. Downside risk versus upside opportunity. Where do I see a trope at the peak of this bull run? What's the market cap at right now? 143K. Wow, that's not the main pair. Diatropa's got $20 million market cap. I would say Atropa is going to get to $1 billion. And then anything on top of that, on the top of the bull market, I mean, that's where it all depends on how euphoric it gets, how much money comes in, how bad the economy, because it's only a matter of time before the hedge funds right now they're in panic mode. It's liquidate everything. Anything liquid, get it off the books immediately. Gold, get rid of it. Like, why the hell is gold crashing right now? It makes no sense if you think about it logically. It's so manipulated because of all the paper, the ETFs, the futures, gold's bullshit. And that same like that it's not fair. So just seeing gold get manipulated right now, being suppressed, crypto is the last free market out there. As much as you want to say, Bitcoin is controlled by Grayscale or BlackRock. Yeah, that's true. But you know what? There's no bailouts in crypto. FTX gone. Voyager gone. Three Arrows Capital gone. So all of these companies that go bankrupt, there's no bailouts in crypto. It's not like any other sector of the market where a lot of things go wrong and there's a crash. Well, there's the Fed to bail you right out. That ain't happening in crypto. So it's like the last free market. And at some point, guys, inflation is going to it's going to just get out of control. And crypto's inflations are only here for the next couple of years. So you need to think long term about these. 80% of your dollars deviation crypto bags done 90%. Exactly. And we're still here, Bobby, because we know it's only a matter of time. We see where this is going. The inevitability that the Fed is stuck between your glory hole and a hard place. They have nowhere to go. They raise interest rates, they cripple everything else. Banks start to collapse, and then people start getting pissed off, run to their senators, and then there we go. We start printing. It's inevitable. And Trump has already said, if he comes in, he's going to get rates down to as close to zero as possible. And then I would love to see Tom Emmer too get put in as the Speaker of the House. There's what's his face that just came in here. McHenry, who just took over, says he's not necessarily keen, as he has been, on getting those two crypto bills out on the floor. But guess what? A closed door call or conversation with the Republican Party is expected to happen on October 10th with a possible general vote the next day. If there's anyone who holds most of the power right now for the House when it comes to crypto, it rests with Patrick McHenry, Hammond said. So there you go, guys. Could they just magically, behind scenes, get things done behind closed doors? I don't know. I mean, a move that hasn't been made in 100-something years, getting rid of the Speaker of the House, and then all of a sudden this happens. I don't know. I'm not a politician. So, guys, Elon's beefing with the XRP army out here. This is bad news. He is now literally blocking XRP influencers out here. So it is not good, guys. And I think that there's some kind of his obsession with X is going to somehow trickle into XRP. There's too many. When I put my tinfoil hat on, I get too many electrons that start spinning around and too much heat up there. So it tells me that there's something going on. Yeah, Dave, GBEX. Yeah, bro. 100%. GBEX is the only altcoin in my XDC portfolio that I have right now. Shout out to Harley. He gave me a couple projects I need to look into that I need to get. So yeah, there's like 2 more altcoins I gotta buy over there. But I'm so bullish on XDC because in this BIS paper right here, they literally talk about financial messaging and the standard person wire transfers and stuff, and that's all Ripple. It's all XDC. Like they talk exactly word for word, like their use cases. Like when you read about these projects and you hear about the like Ripple, on-demand liquidity, cross-border transactions, and you see that stuff in these papers, to me, it's for a reason, especially with Ripple being a BIS partner. And BIS compared to like they're on a different level than Swift. You know, the BIS is the bank of banks, and Swift is the settlement layer. So it's just leagues above the Hyperledger Foundation, Quant, XLM, XDC, XRP, Algorand. Like, I really still do think that those are the chosen ones. And until someone can prove me wrong, that's where I'm going. But I'm still like, I hold all those almost in my long-term IRA. You know, XDC, I hold liquid because you can't hold it in iTrustCapital. Filecoin, I hold liquid. I got out of VeChain, got out of Zilliqa, got out of Cosmos, except for long term. I have like 100 left in my IRA. I love Avalanche, what they're building. I'm super bullish on them. You know, don't let anyone tell you different. They are the one in Korea, in South Korea. They are taking over with Web3. They have a sick game launching. You know, don't sleep on Avalanche if you're looking for a good L1. See, 2014, 2017, 2020, this go around to be amazing. I think so too, bro. I think it's going to be just a massive, massive bull run. Yeah, could chunk about that would be awesome. Rudy, come take over. I got to run for president. You know, there are 2 more good bull runs. I do. I mean, I think that when we look back on it, the next one is going to be a really good one compared to the ones moving forward. But everyone is going to get less parabolic, I think. Just less opportunity. Like people are now coming in to crypto. We have the stuff that's going to bring mass adoption over the next 3 years, in my opinion. So once you have like a certain, it's like with Bitcoin, how much can they grow to wealth funds for countries to become a currency? It's like, okay, so for these coins, like I'm so excited for Hedera because all their partnerships, like they only have 9 more spots left on their board. So they still have to fill spots out. They still have growth to come. All the altcoins that I'm so bullish on, like it's their first cycle right now. So, you know, do I think the next cycle will be good? Yes, because it will be second cycle for really good projects that survive. Because with legislation that comes and after 2025, it's going to change all of crypto. I think 90% of cryptos will disappear, go away. And the ones that stay are going to be the ones that are here to stay. And the one out of those, the ones in their second cycle, which will be like the first cycle with regulation, I think will do the best, or the ones with the best utility. So nobody knows, in my opinion, but you know, we'll see. Evmos. That was the one project that I didn't get into. I bought a little bag of Injective that kind of gives me exposure to Cosmos. And then but I also have a big bag of Corium that I've got from holding Sologenics way back in the day, which I got from holding XRP. So I got airdrop after airdrop, and Corium is working with the IBC and with Cosmos with their SDK. So I kind of have exposure through that. But Evmos is I really have not looked into it. Elon is not your friend. Hell no. Elon is a plant. All true, but Twitter Town is better. Yeah. I love it. So no, yeah, this too right here, guys, to show you that Japan, like they're gonna just start printing money. They have no choice. You know, they have to get this up to 20. I don't know. Arthur Hayes just said it. It's what they want. So they're gonna do what they want. They're selling the shit out of US bonds right now, and their bond market has now begun to break. They're starting to lose control. They will have no other choice but to turn the printer on overdrive. So you have the Bank of Japan, the PBOC, and the United States and probably England all going to have to print. It's only a matter of time. And yeah, I can't stand X. I'm always going to call it like, what are they going to, why are they going to change this to X.com up here? Like, do they really have I don't even want to go to X. Is it probably a porn? Oh, no. Wow, they did. Okay. So it just said it is Twitter. Wow. So he did get it. Oh, man. Elon. So, guys, yeah, Bitcoin holding above 27,000. Like, regardless of the FUD in the media, there is now the least amount of Bitcoin on exchanges ever, least amount of Ethereum on exchanges ever, most amount of stable coins ready to be deployed. Like, guys, there's going to be a supply shock that happens in cryptocurrency in the future. And I don't want to be gambling with that point. Like, we're talking with the right cryptos. If you can find the right utility cryptos, I'm going to call them, outside of Richard Hart, because everything outside Richard Hart, it has to have the best utility, the best partnerships, the best everything for me to own. And I still own Filecoin and some Zcash. They're not the best, but they're partnerships. And what I've experienced from working in the real world, from working with corporations, and how that process works, and how it's just logical decisions don't get made, and just the corporate world of who and relationships, like that influences the coins that I'm bullish on. So I could be completely wrong, just like last cycle when I thought utility was really going to matter, and it didn't matter one bit. So I think that, and I don't think it's going to be until the 2027 bull run when utility is really going to matter. So, like, I love on this list, like HBAR, Quant, Avalanche, Chainlink. I really like Flow. I think Flow is going to be a long-term winner, in my opinion. You probably never heard of it, but I just see them. Algorand. I think Radix, between Sui, Kraptos, Radix, I seem to see the most love from people using the product, not just VC funded crap. So Radix could be decent with their atomic stuff they're working on, their cross chain stuff. I love XDC, love Casper, love XLM, love XRP. So there's about 10 coins that I really like. I love Vave, have a bag of that, long term hold. And yeah, and then obviously Hex, Pulsechain, and then the degen plays. Oh shit. Gotta love the degen plays. Like, now that the contracts are now renounced with Atropa, like, we see what PDI is trying to do. Holy shit, PZen pumping like crazy, guys. Like, this is awesome for your ZenFTs. Like, if PZen can stay flat over the next year, and once our ZenFTs start coming out in the bull run in the end of next year into 2025, oh my God, you're gonna make a lot of free Pulse chain. Like, don't stop minting them. Get a bag of Pulse Reflections and use your dividends to mint ZenFTs, and then you will be able to buy back the bag of whatever that you spent on Pulse Reflections. Like, it will all come back to you. Like, that's how you win in crypto. Like, you don't just go FOMOing into this coin, that coin. No, you say, all right, ZenFTs, if I can at least 5x my bag, all right, I'll buy my bag of Pulse Reflections. And every 2 days or every day, whenever it is, I get enough to mint a ZenFT, I'll mint that. Boom. And then you just keep rolling it over. Passive income, then put it to work. Passive income, put it to work. And then in another year or two from now, it'll just be stacking while the price is going up. I love algorithm. Let's just say they rhyme, no repeat, learn. Elon is a plant, part of the problem. He'll be washed out just like all these other Elon billionaires. No, that's the thing. That's the thing. They live such a paranoid life because they always have to fear getting replaced, getting their funding taken away. getting sued. Like, it's a constant state of fear and like having to be in compliance. And like, I'd hate that. How about let's give Iran 6 billion, then give Israel 88 billion. No, we should give Iran 66 and give Israel 33. That's what we should do. Exactly, though. The MIC, baby. Have you heard of the blockchain era? Had a friend tell me to check it out, and I honestly can't figure out what the heck it is. I have not, but I'm just assuming like the blockchain era is the same thing as right here, the Bank of this BIS report right here, talking about tokenization is coming, asset-backed stable coins are coming. You know, the potential of tokenization, where it's going, the concept of a unified ledger does not mean one to rule them all. It's one that everybody can use, everywhere we can all coexist. You know, multiple asset, atomic settlement, you know, APIs connecting everything. You know, I think this is the blockchain era, I think, is like the next 50 years of money. Like, I think the going off the petrodollar 50 years after the dollar went off the gold standard, I don't think that was coincidence. And now I think all of this is we're tokenizing all money and we're moving into the next financial system. Yeah, exactly, bro. Nobody wins. The control both sides, make money, and nobody wins. Exactly. But like, guys, like, I've never been more bullish in my life. Like, go to this real website, rwa.xyz. It's realworldassets.xyz. You can read the press release bringing the next $1 trillion of assets on chain, and Aave, Circle, Coinbase. Like, guys, it's so obvious where this is all going. Like, this is the stuff I spend reading every single day, hours reading this stupid shit. All of this about the BIS, where they're going with tokenizing everything and bringing all assets onto the blockchain, instant settlement, reducing all friction, KYC everywhere, cash-like obligations to retail CBDCs, or cash-like privacy to retail CBDCs. Like, they're all coming, guys. It's inevitable. Like, you know, what's your solution? If not CBDCs, what's your solution to get out of this nightmare we're in? Going back to a gold standard, people would be in crippling debt. People would have 90% of this country would have to downsize. It's not sustainable. So it's not possible. So there's no other way out of this mess. You know, so it's coming. So profit off of it so you can be free in 5 years. You can do your own thing and not even have to pay attention. If you have enough money, you can do whatever you want and not even have to pay attention to any of this stuff. But going to work every single day, being forced to take part in certain social things, like you get forced into just this Babylon world, and it's so misleading and so just gone. And I want everybody here to win and not say, God, Adam, you talked about those cryptos so many times. I remember you just harping on them, and I didn't do it. If I just threw in like a couple $100, you know, every couple months for a year, you know, I could have changed my kids' lives. Like, that's the shit I don't want to hear. Like, I want to hear, like, you know what? Thank you. I've gotten so many messages from you guys saying thank you for the ZenFT reminders. Like, I finally get it now. I finally see it. Like, it now makes sense to me. And like, that's the thing. Like, until crypto clicks, it's hard to just blind faith jump in and trust someone that you've never met in your life. And so I'm going to just tell you honestly, the stuff that is not impossible to lose on, like karate. You know, November 3rd, we have an event coming up. You cannot lose, right? You bet on the fights. The only risk you have is when you own karate for a couple days, if it drops 10% and your other coin goes up, that's the risk. And then sending it to a wrong wallet. So those are your only two risks. So if you can win more of the fights you bet on, then the coin goes down and your other coin goes up, you cannot lose whatsoever. Great way to get exposure to these coins on Hedera right here. So I won't stop talking about it. And I'm going to be around for this. I'm going to be here so we can talk about it. I'm going to be on stream making bets. So you guys will be doing it with me, and we're all going to win. We're all going to crush it. You hold your hex stakes. John May, good night, bro. Appreciate you stopping in, John May. You're a legend. Let's make ours and get to Hexaco. That's what I'm doing, Vets. Like, I got the land right now. I got the acres, but I don't have the money to build anything. So that's going to change, hopefully. And I want a farm. I want a well water. I want a stocked pond. I want organic chickens. I want, man, I want all of it. I want a place to stay for other Hexicans. I want a guest house. I want a streaming studio. You know, I want work for other people. And I want to build that all throughout the country every 4 hours, a 4-hour drive. So if we get forced into electric cars or something, we got Hexaco every 4 hours, a sustainable compound that's healthy, clean. And I don't know. I see that that's the future is you have to build your own solution. You can't complain about what's in place. Unless you have a better alternative, you cannot complain about anything. You know, everything's an offer. It's free will. And it's on us to build better. Like Brandon says, you know, you got to be better, Brandon, and build back better. Shout out Rags. You hold your hex stakes for 2027, you'll all be happy. Well, I'm gonna be holding mine until 2036, Dane. I did some 5.555s back in 2020 and 2021 because I was drinking that Kool-Aid. So I'm going to be holding mine through 2027, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and 36 minimum. Cody, what up, bro? Good to see you, my man. Check out Bet. Only relates to diversification. Do your own research. All right, Bet. I'll do that. Bet. Let me write that down. Digital note on the notepad. CIFI and prime numbers. Those are the ones on XDC that I got to do some homework on. Oh, I thought you for a second. I thought you were trolling me, Vets, and you wrote Ben. BNB. Oh, I've heard of that. BNB back. I've heard of that, bro. That's not. Yes, I like that. Clean water source, sustainable ecosystem, farm animals, and exactly, Bobby. Exactly. Yep. We got 9-inch decks for meme exposure when it launches. We got everything in Pulsechain here, bro. We got it all. We got the casino. We got money printing inevitable. They just have to, there have to be bank failures. That's what's going to collapse it. That's what's going to start the money printing, but not through the way we think. I never knew the FDIC loaned out and took $100 billion on their balance sheet so the Fed could disguise it. And the Fed could say, we didn't do anything. No, we didn't do anything to help out those banks. What are you talking about? The FDIC did. So they're going to have, I think what's going to happen is the Fed is going to have to merge with the FDIC like they did in World War II. And they're going to have to guarantee bonds up to a certain rate that they'll buy them back up to a certain rate because the bond market's going to collapse. Nobody's going to buy bonds anymore. Like it's going to just get worse and worse and worse. The 10-year is now, and the 2-year is inverted. So it's ass backwards right now. And they're going to raise rates one more time. And then we're going to see like Gold Valley Bank in West Virginia go under. And that's going to start the great flippening of the banking, the great collapsing of the banking system as we know it right now. You know, people just need a smartphone. We don't need physical locations. You know, all of the banks in your local areas, we need like 10% of them at max. So it's gonna be a lot of change that comes, guys. You got to position yourself into the winning coins, the blue chips that are going to be around, and your future self will thank you. I've been researching this stuff every single day now for years. I've never been more confident, never been more just able to see where all these things are going now. It's not just partnerships, it's actually things happening on chain that is backed up. You can see the evidence of it, and I'm just excited, guys. So like, share, subscribe, and we'll be back tomorrow night with another video.